Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome, from Boston, Massachusetts, Stephen Wright.
Thanks. I used to be a parking attendant in Boston at Logan Airport. I parked jets. They let me go, though, because I kept locking the keys in them. One day I was on an 86-foot stepladder trying to get in the window with a coat hanger. I was arrested today for scalping low numbers at the deli. Sold a number 3 for $28. I was once walking through the forest alone and a tree fell right in front of me and I didn't hear it. I used to be a narrator for bad mimes. I live in a house that's on the median strip of a highway. Very nice grassy area, I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is when I leave my driveway, I have to be going 60 miles an hour. I have a microwave fireplace. I can lay down in front of the fire for the evening in 8 minutes. Well, you can't have everything. Where would you put it? If sometimes you can't hear me, it's because sometimes I'm in parentheses. Are there any questions? Feeling kind of hyper. About 4 years ago, it was yesterday. I went to the hardware store, I bought some used paint. It was in the shape of a house. I also bought some batteries, but they weren't included. So I had to buy them again. I had trouble going home from there because I had parked my car in a tow-away zone. When I came back, the entire area was gone. One time the police stopped me for speeding and they said, "Oh, you know the speed limit is 55 miles an hour." I said, "Yeah, I know, but I wasn't going to be out that long." When I was a baby, I kept a diary. Recently I was rereading and it said, "Day 1, still tired from the move." Day 2, everybody talks to me like I'm an idiot. I remember turning from 1 year old to 2 years old. I was real upset because I figured in 1 year my age doubled. If this keeps up, by the time I'm 6, I'll be 90. It was my birthday recently. For my birthday, I got a humidifier and a dehumidifier. Put them in the same room and let them fight it out. Then I filled my humidifier with wax. Now my room's all shiny. Right now I'm having amnesia and deja vu at the same time. A friend of mine named Dennis, his parents are midgets. But he's not a midget. He's a midget dwarf. He's this big. He's the guy who poses for trophies. I used to work for the factory where they make hydrants, but you couldn't park anywhere near the place. I used to be a proofreader for a skywriting company. I'm entering the Stranger Sweepstakes. It's a contest. You pay 50 cents and you get a little card that has a number on it. Then you go up to any stranger and you scratch a penny on his head. If the number under there matches the number you have, you win $100. I won twice. I was beat up 11 times. I'm saving the money though because I'm planning a trip to Spain, so I bought an album that teaches you the language. You put the album on, you put headphones on, you learn the language while you're sleeping. During the night the record skipped. I got up the next day, I could only stutter in Spanish. When I go I'm flying Air Bazaar. It's a good airline, you buy a combination one-way round-trip ticket. You leave any Monday, they bring you back the previous Friday. That way you still have the weekend. I went to court for a parking ticket. I pleaded insanity. I said, Your Honor, why would anyone in their right mind park in the passing lane? Then I asked him if he knew what time it is, and he told me, and I said, no further questions. I'm going to court next week. I've been selected for jury duty. It's kind of an insane case. 6,000 ants dressed up as rice and robbed a Chinese restaurant. I don't think they did it. I know a few of them, and they wouldn't do anything like that. Years ago, I worked in a natural organic health food store in Seattle, Washington. One day, a man walked in and he said, if I melt dry ice, can I swim without getting wet? I said, I don't know. Let me ask Tony. 2 days later, I was fired for eating cotton candy and drinking straight Bosco on the job. So I figured I'd leave the area, because I had no ties there anyway, except for this girl I was seeing. We had conflicting attitudes. I really wasn't into meditation. She really wasn't into being alive. I told her I knew when I was going to die because my birth certificate has an expiration date on it. Decided to leave and go to California, so I packed up my Salvador Dali print of two blindfolded dental hygienists trying to make a circle on an Etch-a-Sketch. And I headed for the highway and began hitching. Within 3 minutes, I got picked up by one of those huge trailer trucks carrying 20 brand new cars. Climbed up the side of the cab and I opened the door, and the guy said, "I don't have much room in here. Why don't you get in one of the cars in the back?" So I did. And he was really into picking up people because he picked up 19 more. We all had our own cars. Then he went 90 miles an hour. We all got speeding tickets. I had the photograph on my license taken out of focus on purpose. So when the police do stop me, they go, "Here, you can go." One night I stayed up all night playing poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 4 people died. I have a telescope on the peephole on my door so I can see who's at the door for 200 miles. Who is it? Who is it gonna be when you get here? I got an answering machine for my phone now when I'm not home, and someone calls me up, they hear a recording of a busy signal. I lost a buttonhole. I broke a mirror in my house. I'm supposed to get 7 years bad luck, but my lawyer thinks he can get me 5. I like to skate on the other side of the ice. I like to reminisce with people I don't know. Granted, it takes longer. I like to fill my tub up with water, then turn the shower on and act like I'm in a submarine that's been hit. I hate when my foot falls asleep during the day because that means it's going to be up all night. When I get real bored, I like to drive downtown and get a great parking spot, then sit in my car and count how many people ask me if I'm leaving. Recently, I was walking my dog around my building on the ledge. A lot of people are afraid of heights, not me. I'm afraid of widths. I have a 3-year-old dog. I named him Stay. It was a lot of fun when he was a puppy, because when I called him, I would say, "Come here, Stay, come here, Stay." And he would go. He's a lot smarter than that now. Now when I call him, he'll just ignore me and keep on typing. He's an East German Shepherd. Very, very disciplined. Last night I was in a bar and I walked up to this beautiful woman and I said, "Do you live around here often?" She said, "You're wearing 2 different color socks." I I said, yes, but to me they're the same because I go by thickness. And she said, how do you feel? And I said, well, you know when you're sitting on a chair and you lean back so you're just on two legs and then you lean too far and you almost fall over, but just at the last second you catch yourself? I feel like that all the time. I have a map of the United States, it's actual size. It says 1 mile equals 1 mile. When people ask where I live, I say E5. Last summer I folded it. My girlfriend has a queen-size bed, and I have a Colchester-size bed. It's red and green and has bells on it. The ends curl up. I woke up one morning, she asked me if I slept good. I said, no, I made a few mistakes. I got a postcard from my best friend George. It was a satellite picture of the entire Earth. On the back he wrote, wish you were here. Right now I'd like to do my imitation of bowling. Got it. Took me a year and a half to write that. I didn't know how to word it. I don't know how to play this. I'd like to play everything the Beatles ever recorded. I won't do all of Hey Jude. What are these strings for? When I tell you about the girl I'm seeing now, I met her in Macy's in New York City. She was buying clothes and I was putting slinkies on the escalators. The girl I'm seeing now, her name is Rachel. She's a very pretty girl. She has emerald eyes and long flowing plaid hair. Last week in August we went camping way up in Canada. We were laying around in the woods and stuff, and I don't know how she did it, but Rachel got poison ivy on her brain. The only way she could scratch it was if she thought about sandpaper. She's a rich girl. She's from somewhere else. And her father is an incredible millionaire. You know how he made his money? He's the guy who designed that little diagram that shows you which way to put batteries in something. Hey, hey, Rachel, dear, how I wish you were here. Hey, hey, I can almost see you. Having sex with Rachel is amazing. It's like going to a concert, it really is. She yells a lot. She throws frisbees around the room. When she wants more, she lights a match. Hey, hey, Rachel, dear, how I wish you were here. Hey, hey, I can almost see you. That was fun. Today I was... No, that wasn't me. Yesterday I saw a subliminal advertising executive just for a second. I finally went to the eye doctor. I got contacts, but I only need them when I read, so I got flip-ups. Keep them on my desk right next to my typewriter. I have the oldest typewriter in the world. Types in pencil. Under my bed I have a shoebox full of telephone rings. Whenever I get lonely, I open it up just a little bit and I get a call. One time I dropped the box all over the floor and the phone wouldn't stop ringing. So I had to have it disconnected. I got another phone though. I didn't have much money, so I had to get an irregular phone. It had no 5 on it. I was walking down the street and I bumped into a good friend of mine. He said, "How come you never call me anymore?" I said, "I can't call everyone I want. My phone has no 5 on it." He said, "That's really weird." He said, "How long have you had it?" I said, "I don't know. My calendar has no 7s." I get up the other day and everything in my apartment had been stolen and replaced with an exact replica. Couldn't believe it. Called my friend and I said, "Come here, look at this stuff. It's all an exact replica. What do you think?" He said, "Do I know you?" It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it. Just got out of the hospital. I was in a speed reading accident. I hit a bookmark. Flew across the room. I've been doing a lot of painting lately, abstract painting, extremely abstract, no brush, no canvas. I just think about it. One time I went to a museum where all the work in the museum was done by children. They had all the paintings up on refrigerators. I also went to a museum where they had all the heads and arms from the statues that are in all the other museums. I left there and I was walking down the street and I saw a man who had wooden legs and real feet. He asked me if I knew what time it is. I said yes, but not right now. I like my dental hygienist. I think she's very pretty. So whenever I go to have my teeth cleaned while I'm in the waiting room, I eat an entire box of Oreo cookies. Sometimes I have to cancel all the rest of the appointments. I got up this morning, I couldn't find my socks, so I called information. I said, hello, information? She said, yes. I said, I can't find my socks. She said they're behind the couch. And they were. I'm tired of calling up the movies and listening to that recording of what's playing, so I bought the album. Last time I went to the movies, I was thrown out for bringing my own food in. My argument was the concession stand prices are outrageous. Besides, I haven't had a barbecue in a long time. Went to the cinema. It said adults $5, children $2.50. I said, all right, give me 2 boys and a girl. One time I went to the drive-in in a cab. The movie cost me $95. I went into a place to eat. It said breakfast anytime, so I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. One time, right in the middle of a job interview, I took out a book and I started reading. The guy said, what the hell are you doing? So let me ask you one question. If you were in a vehicle and you were traveling at the speed of light, and then you turned your lights on, would they do anything? He said, I don't know. I said, forget it then, I don't want to work for you. Every night I go home and I stare at my rug and I try to move it using telekinesis. I'm doing that every night for 8 years. The rug hasn't moved an inch. The rest of the house is gone. A while ago I was in Las Vegas. I was at the roulette table having a furious argument over what I considered an odd number. Pretty funny. I bought some powdered water, but I don't know what to add. I spilled spot remover on my dog, now he's gone. Got on an elevator and this old guy got on with me and I was over near the buttons. I pushed number 4 and I said, where you going? He said, Phoenix. So I pushed Phoenix. Doors open, 2 tumbleweeds blew on. We stepped off, we were in downtown Phoenix. I said, you know, you're the kind of guy I'd really like to hang around with. He said, well, I'm going out to the desert. Do you want to go? I said, sure. So we hopped in his car and started driving out to the desert. He told me he spent most of his life working on a research project for the government, trying to find out who financed the pyramids. He worked on it 30 years, and they paid him an incredible amount of money. He told him he was pretty sure it was a guy named Eddie. We get out to his house, 500 miles in the middle of the desert. The phone rings, he says, you get it. So went over and I picked it up. The man said, "Stephen Wright?" I said, "Yes." He said, "This is Mr. Haynes, your student loan director from your bank." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You're 62 bank payments behind. I found out today from the institute you attended that they received none of the $17,000 we loaned you. I'd really like to know what you did with it." So, well, Mr. Haynes, I'm not going to lie to you. Gave the money to my friend Jiggs Casey, and he built a nuclear weapon with it. And I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't call me anymore. I have several hobbies which I enjoy to the fullest. I have a large seashell collection which I keep scattered on the beaches all over the world. Maybe you've seen it. I also collect rare photographs. I have two very rare photographs. One is a picture of Houdini locking his keys in his car. The other one is a rare photograph of Norman Rockwell beating up a child. I was in the Museum of Natural History in New York. Accidentally walked into the ladies' room, said sorry, I thought this was an exhibit. They got all upset. Women, can't live with them, can't shoot them. Stones, I love the Stones. I can't believe they're still doing it after all these years. I watch them whenever I can. Fred and Barney. Last summer I drove cross country with a friend of mine. We split the drive and we switched every half mile. The whole way across, we only had one cassette tape to listen to. I can't remember what it was. We were in Salina, Utah when we were arrested for not going through a green light. We pleaded maybe. And for absolutely no reason, we went to Canada. I was feeling good. I had just received my degree in calcium anthropology. The study of milkmen. When we were driving over the border back into the United States, they asked me if I had any firearms. I said, "What do you need?" I was traveling with my friend George. Some people think George is weird because he has sideburns behind his ears. I think he's weird because he has false teeth, but he has braces on them. George is a radio announcer, and when he walks under a bridge, you can't hear him talk. When I first moved into my house, there was a switch on the wall. It didn't control any lights or anything. I just flick it up and down every once in a while. And about a month later, I got a letter from a woman in Germany saying, "Cut it out." Friday, I was in a bookstore. I started talking to this very French-looking girl. She was a bilingual illiterate. She couldn't read in 2 different languages. I left the store and I went down the street to my bus. My bus came and I got on. I sat down beside this beautiful blonde Chinese girl. I said hello and she said hello. And I said, "Isn't it an amazing day?" And she said, "Yes, it is, I guess." I said, "What do you mean you guess?" She said, "Well, things haven't been going too well for me lately." I said, "Like what?" She said, "I can't tell you. I don't even know you." I said, "Yeah, but sometimes it's good to tell your problems to an absolute total stranger on a bus." She said, "Well, I've just come back from my analyst, and he's still unable to help me." And I said, "What's the problem?" And she paused and said, I'm a nymphomaniac and I only get turned on by Jewish cowboys. And she said, by the way, my name's Diane. And I said, hello, Diane. I'm Bucky Goldstein. For a while, I lived in Vermont with a guy named Winnie. We lived in a house that ran on static electricity. If we wanted to cook something, we had to take a sweater off real quick. If we wanted to run a blender, we had to rub balloons on our head. I thought I was a procrastinator till I met Winnie. Winnie got a birthmark when he was 8. All Winnie did all day was practice limbo. He got pretty good. He could go under a rug. People would come over and say, what's that? I said, that's Winnie. About 6 months after we were living there, I looked outside my window and I saw a bird wearing sneakers. It had a little button on it that said, I ain't flying nowhere. So I opened the window and I said, what's your problem, buddy? He said, I'm sick of this stuff every year. It's the same thing. Winter here, summer there, winter here, summer there. He said, I don't know who thought this up, but it certainly wasn't a bird. I said, well, I was just making breakfast. Come on in. Do you want some eggs? Sorry. The ice cream truck in my neighborhood plays Helter Skelter. A couple of nights ago, I came home very late. It was the next night. I was having a little bit of trouble getting into my apartment. I accidentally took out a car key and I stuck it into the door and turned it and the building started up. So I drove it around for a while. I went too fast and the police pulled me over. They said, where do you live? I said, right here. Then I parked it in the middle of a highway and I ran out the front door and yelled at all the cars to get the hell out of my driveway. Nobody who lives in the building noticed that the building had been moved because everybody who lives in the building is absolutely insane. The man who lives above me designed synthetic hairballs for ceramic cats. The woman who was beside me tried to rob a department store with a pricing gun. She walked in and said, give me all the money in the vault or I'll mark down everything in the store. It's a good apartment to live in because they allow pets. I have a pony. I have a Shetland pony named Nicky. I like to ride him around the apartment. If I have to flip an album, ride him over to the stereo. If I want to make a sandwich, I ride him into the kitchen, but sometimes his hoofs slide on the tiles and he falls down. Last summer, he was involved in a bizarre electrolysis accident. All the hair was removed except for the tail. Now I rent him out to Hare Krishna family picnics. One night I couldn't sleep, so I got up. Getting on fire. The only reason I exist is so my shadow will have something to do. Tried to draw my shadow once, but I couldn't because my arm kept moving. Got a new shadow. I had to get rid of the other one. It wasn't doing what I was doing. One time I was walking through the woods and I saw a rabbit standing in front of a candle making shadows of people on a tree. said, "Don't be so sarcastic." I have all erased all the miniature golf pencils in the world. Driving down the street past this sign, it said next rest area 25 miles. I said, wow, that's pretty big. People must get really tired around here. This is where they get tinsel from this thing right here. They scrape this thing down like this. This used to be out like this. A long time ago, many Christmases ago, when puppies were the oldest animals. Tinsel is really snake mirrors. I always carry a little bit of tinsel with me, walk through the woods in case I come upon a snake. Even snakes are afraid of snakes. Snakes have no arms, that's why they don't wear vests. My father used to tell me that when he put me to bed at night. Snakes have no arms, that's why they don't wear vests. Good night. "5 years old, watching TV. Only you can prevent forest fires." Oh no. Every night out the window with a bucket of water. "Stephen, why are you so tired all the time?" "I'm preventing forest fires." 1966, I'm in the Little League, I'm on first. I steal third. I went straight across. Earlier that week, I learned that the shortest distance between 2 points was a direct line. I took advantage of that knowledge. Told the umpire second base was out of my way. That was the same year I was 9 years old. I walked into the toy store. "Yeah, do you have any toy train schedules?" "No, you're a strange boy, aren't you?" I didn't have a toy train, I had a toy subway. You look at the floor, you didn't see anything, just every once in a while you hear this rumbling go by. 6 years old, I'm on a merry-go-round, there's a gunshot nearby, the horse is stampeded. Running down the street on a purple wooden horse. Those were the days. I don't have a child now, but when I do have a child, I'm going to buy one of those strollers for twins. I'm going to put him in one side of it, then I'm going to walk around like this. Officer, he looked just like this one. I'm going to tell him he was a twin, too. You had a twin brother, but he didn't listen to me. Now get back on the roof. Fix that antenna. Don't worry, you won't fall. You're a Pegasus. Last Christmas, I bought my brother some gift wrapping paper as a gift. I went over to the gift wrapping section with it. I said, "See this? Wrap this. But don't use the same print so when he opens it, he knows when to stop." was walking through the cosmetics section of the store. I picked up this little tiny bottle of perfume. I said to the lady, "Is this a free sample?" She said, "It's free with any purchase." I said, "Did anyone buy anything today?" Then I saw this old lady wearing a full-length fur coat. I walked over to her. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, what kind of animal is that coat made out of?" She said, "Raccoon." I said, "My God, he must have been huge." She was wearing pierced hearing aids. Unscented perfume. Came in a little empty bottle. I like Christmas. I like candy canes. I like to eat the red. Just the red. I lick all the red off. There's always these little white hooks all over the floor, all over the place. I put high beams on my Christmas tree lights. I'm blind the guy across the street. He's trying to watch TV and I'm over there. He has a circular driveway. He can't get out. I was arrested for resisting arrest. You're under arrest. No, I'm not. You're under arrest. I can't wait to be arrested and go all the way to the witness stand. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, you're ugly. See that woman in the jury? I'd really like to sleep with her. Should I keep going? You can ask me questions. Whenever I pick up someone hitchhiking, I always like to wait a few minutes before I say anything to them. Then I say, "So, how far do you think you were going?" Put your seatbelt on. I want to try something. I saw it in a cartoon, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. The Roadrunner cartoon. He's been chasing him for 25 years. I'd like to see him finally get right up to him and go, "Sorry, I thought you were someone else." Driving hasn't been the same since I installed the Funhouse rearview mirrors. What the hell is that? Driving down the street 150 miles an hour with a friend of mine. Cruise control on. Both of us in the back seat. The police pull us over. They don't know who to arrest. Nobody's driving. So they arrest us both, and I'm on the witness stand. You know the rest. Went to the stereo store, bought a blank tape. Came home, put it on my stereo, turned it up full blast. Was walking around my house. A few minutes later, there was a knock at the door. It was a neighbor complaining. He's a mime. so I used the silencer. I'm a peripheral visionary. I can see into the future, but just way off to the side. I was having a seance trying to reach my grandfather for 5 hours. I was trying to reach him. Then I remembered he wasn't dead. So I called him on the phone. He said, the phone's been ringing all day. I don't understand. He has a summer home and a winter home on the same street. He doesn't like to travel. He was on the first submarine ever. Rather than a periscope, they had a kaleidoscope. My God, we're surrounded. Whenever my mother was going to have another baby, she would send me out of the way, make me spend time with my grandfather. He was completely out of his mind. He was totally insane. Every day made us stand in a little room together, side by side, looking straight ahead for 3 minutes without talking to each other. He told me it was elevator practice. Now sometimes I'll be on an elevator with someone and I'll say, did your grandfather make you do this too? And they'll say, what the hell are you talking about? He was a small claims court jester. He's 92 years old. We were watching the Super Bowl together. The team scored a touchdown. They showed the replay. He thought they got another one. I was going to tell him, but then I figured the game he was watching was better. I mixed this myself. 2 glasses of H, 1 glass of O. I don't trust anybody. Want some water? I don't know. Got food poisoning today. I don't know when I'm going to use it. He owed my friend George $25 for 3 weeks. I owed it to him the whole time. I had the money on me. He didn't know it. Walking through New York City, 2:30 in the morning. A man sits out of an alley with a gun. He says, you two, give me all your money. I said, wait a minute. I said, George, here's the $25 I owe you. The thief took $1,000 out of his own money and gave it to George, and at gunpoint he made me borrow $1,000 from George. I borrowed some albums from a friend of mine. I was going to record them onto tape cassettes. I had the wiring all backwards on my stereo and accidentally erased all his records. Gave him back these blank black things. I said, I didn't know. Recently I was walking across Texas looking for my dog. Walked from one state line to the other. I got to the other side. He was behind me the whole time. When I was out in the middle of Texas, a UFO landed and 3 1-inch tall guys get out. They walked over to me. I said, are you really 1 inch tall? They said, no, we're really very far away. My friend George walked his dog all at once. He walked him from Boston to Fort Lauderdale and back. And he said, no, you're done. I don't want to hear any scratching at the door. I don't want to hear anything. It's over. One night George wasn't home. I went over to his house. I broke in. I put little contact lenses in his dog's eyes that had little cats on them. Dog was flipping out all over the place. I took one out, he ran in circles. He's in a veterinarian insane asylum now. Sometimes I go there and I throw him boomerangs. He's not getting better and they don't know why. Went to the movies recently, out to the concession stand. Can I help you, sir? Yes, I'd like some popcorn. I like that kernel right there. No, that one right there. Put in one of those big buckets. Will there be anything else? Yes, I'd like a small Coke and a large cup, and just fill it up the rest of the way. Is that for here? No. To go? No. I'm going to eat it in another dimension. I would explain it to you, but your head would blow up. I have an uncle who was a clown for Ringling Brothers Circus. When he died, all his friends went to the funeral in one car. A year ago, my girlfriend was on the pill using a diaphragm and an IUD all at once. Recently, she had a baby. Baby was born wearing armor. Ballerinas, why are they always on their tiptoes? Why don't they just get taller women? I wear eyeglasses during the day. Yesterday I was walking down the street wearing my eyeglasses and all of a sudden the prescription ran out. One time I was hitchhiking and a hearse stopped. I said, no thanks, I'm not going that far. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.